Hi there. I'd like to compare for you a day in New York City, living in New York City, to this very charming mountain town in the Bavarian Alps. This is a mountain called Tegelberg, and right next to it, you can't see it from here, is the Bavarian King Ludwig's castle, where there's a replica in Disneyland. So this is actually the garden where I grew up as a child. My grandfather used to own this property. And after decades of being in New York City, I went there to become an artist, a dancer, actor, and a filmmaker. I spent a whole month here. I've never done this. And I just wanted to say how different I feel after being here for a month. So in New York City, on an ordinary day, I wake up in the morning and I open my blinds, and there are bars in front of the windows, and the next building is about 12 feet away. And if I'm lucky, it's quiet. Sometimes you hear the mentally ill gentleman upstairs scream. Sometimes there are chemical fumes. Then I have to turn both my air purifiers on because it's pretty intense, and I like to open the window. And but sometimes it's okay, you know. I make myself fresh juice, blend it, and start my day. Walking in New York City, I like to go for a lot of walks because I'm a mover. There's always this sense of being on your toes and having your head on a swivel lately, especially. There are some people that can appear out of nowhere where you have to be really on your guard. It can get dangerous, obviously. I live in an area that used to be pretty safe, Upper West Side, and now you don't know what's coming, basically. So you gotta keep your street smarts and don't look at your iPhone. In the evening, and then for lunch, for example, I try to make salads and eat healthy. And in the evening, I always stay up too long. I don't know what it is, but when it gets quiet, like at 3 a.m., that's when it's best. And then I start being most active, like I would say after midnight. But sometimes there are parties from Columbia University students, and then it goes till 5 in the morning. So it depends what the environment dictates on how and when I can work and play and do things. Of course, I love New York City. That's why I've been there so long. But let's compare it now to the Alps, where we are here. Okay, I wake up in the morning early. First thing, this is summer. I pack my stuff. I take my bikini and my towel, and I run to the lake, which is 1 minute away. It's fairly chilly here. It's like 75 degrees on average, and sometimes 69. And I went swimming even when it was 55. And it's just so invigorating. You go in this beautiful mountain lake with a range of mountains and castles and sometimes your little waves. And it's, for example, it's very good to take a cold shower, right? Or an ice bath, but I'd chicken out. But if it's about going into the lake and it's cold, I don't mind. Because it's a living body of water, and especially when the waves are choppy, it's just so cool when there's a little wind. So I swim it depends on the temperature. If it's not too cold, I swim an hour. If it's chilly, half hour to 45 minutes, and come out, feel great. It's such a Kraftort in German. It gives you power. It just feels empowering, and every breath that I take, I feel like it's invigorating me. And then for lunch, I just pick, for example, there are apples, right? There's an apple tree, and then there's tons of dandelions here. So I pick all kinds of herbs and include them in a salad. And also going to the grocery store. It's not longer than in New York City, actually. That's the surprising thing. I can do it on foot because I don't have a car. And it tastes, first of all, it's cheaper. And the fruits and vegetables lately taste better than in New York City. They taste more flavorful, like in the olden days. I don't know how long this is going to go on like this, because they're already selling watermelons that are seedless, which I don't like. It's not healthy. So I see like some of this stuff creeping in, and real estate is fairly expensive here, but not as much as New York City, of course. But I'm feeling, just after this salad, amazing. And then taking walks, it feels so safe. Some people leave their house open, but I wouldn't. And it's a touristy area, but you meet people from all kinds of places, even New York City, and some refugees, but not many. Because it's a small town, I think refugees and immigrants are mostly in the bigger cities, where there's a real melting pot also here. I think that's in every country. And then in the evening, it's just, I sit in the garden sometimes and I just marvel at the sky. I just look at the stars and the moon, and there's such peace. And in New York City, now it comes to sleeping, I wake up a lot at night. And I don't know why. It's not extremely loud in my apartment, but there's something about the energy that I wake up every 2.5 hours, 4 hours, sometimes every hour. And here I just lay down and I'm out like a light, and I wake up in the morning like I used to as a child. So that's the difference. Having been here so long, I also stand a lot on the grass barefoot. It's very grounding, and I just feel stronger, calmer, even if there's life challenges going on. Just more me. And I'm so blessed that I was able to do this month, and now I have to leave, and soon I'll go back to New York City, refreshed. But I really recommend, if you can, to go to a quiet place like this, because it's at night, you don't hear a sound. You hear maybe a cat in the background. It's really amazing.